Welcome in. Happy Friday. I am on the river. I am on a dock, sitting on the dock of the bay. No, it's actually the Chicago River, the North Branch. I thought we'd come down and see some geese and what's going on the river. Hi, Peace. I made it. We'll wait till a whole bunch of people come in before I unleash my fury. This is actually where you can rent kayaks. Hi, Cricket. Hi, Minnie. Nana's not out at Broadview. I am on the North Branch of the Chicago River with a whole bunch of geese. Oh, we have a boat coming by. That's interesting. I didn't know they were coming up this far. Pretty cool. What is this? Oh, it's the Metropolitan Water Reclamation District of Chicago. It's a patrol boat watching the river. This is a part or the area where nobody really gets to see much. But they've yeah, look. Over here is mainly all kayaking, canoes. Sometimes a jet ski will come through. Hi guys, I don't want to be attacked by geese. That doesn't sound like fun. I'm gonna go back in the water. Hi, Ellery. Welcome in. Yeah, well, they're in the water, so I guess they can make a fast getaway. But this is the North Branch of the Chicago River. I would say it was peaceful, but it's not really peaceful. Because it's like right off of major streets going over the top. They've made a walk path over here, which is really nice. We might go down there. Nana just needed to vent today. We're waiting for more people to come in, but I thought I'd give you guys a nice view of the Chicago River. Not bad. It's actually, okay, it's a river, right guys? I can actually see stuff in the water, which means it's not that dirty. You know, Chicago River has always had the illustrious reputation of being filthy dirty. It doesn't smell. There's reeds in the water. I can see them. Hey, Dan, welcome in. I am just today by the Chicago River. I thought I'd come down here and we could just chat a bit. In this area, let's take a little bit of a walk. I don't want to make you guys all seasick from me walking around. I know I don't do that well. This is actually where you can rent a kayak. They have lessons here. The beautiful building. And then they have the path that you can walk pretty far up north. Hey, Dee. Yes, they did, man. And it's a yearly thing. It's a yearly fight with them to try to keep it clean. Now over on this side, they have a cool bicycle track and a course for a motorbike. No, not motorbikes, bicycle. What's that called? Motocross? Look at how old this tree is. I would love to know the age of the trees over here. They're huge. Let's go walk over here and I'll show you a part of the course. There's nobody out here. Usually there's kids out here riding their bikes. Yeah, they have the jumps and the hills and hi, Mr. B, welcome in. Nana's gonna start ranting in a minute. I was just showing you this one part of the actual course they have here. There's nobody out here. Huh. Mountain bike. Okay, couldn't think of what it was called. But yes, this is a course that you can ride around and jump off the off the hills and stuff that they have logs and all kinds of fun things over there. Let's go take a walk back over by the water. All right, the reason why we'll start discussing this. The reason why yesterday I was not online because I went to a birthday party, but I found out about what Tom Dart was doing. Tom Dart is the head of the Cook County Sheriff's, right? In Illinois. He's trying. Yes, D, dirt jumps. I don't know if that's the technical term or not, but we're going to go for it. He's trying to be a hero because he won't give ICE the detainees that he has in the prison system. Let that sink in for a minute. He's acting like he's some sort of saint. Hi, Mike. For protecting the prisoners that are already in prison from ICE. Now, you guys have been with me for, it's almost a year. We have seen what the state and the Cook County Sheriff had done out at Broadview. We know that they're taking people off the street, but he wants kudos because he's not giving them the information on a few people in prison. Okay. In prison. Oh, look at this. I wonder if it's we're going to sit down on the bench. I wonder if it's a flock camera. I don't think so. I think it's just them. We're going to go sit over here. I thought I'd make use because it's uneven, so it's hard to. We'll sit over here for a minute, and then we'll go back over by the water. Are we going in and out? Really? On and off. Okay, how about if I move? Maybe I'm in a bad spot. I am by the river. I know, stop moving, but I'm trying to move so I can get a better signal. You can't do both. There, we can see the geese in the water. There, is that? Okay. I'm going to sit on a log. There. Yes, innocent tamale sellers and hardworking people and people that have their own companies are being rounded up by ICE daily in Chicago. The sheriff's department has done nothing but be extremely cruel to everyone that's out at Broadview. Make sure your Bluetooth and your Wi-Fi are turned off. Why? What happened? Why am I doing this? Oh, it's not a flat camera. It's just a regular camera for them to make sure everybody's safe. I was just teasing about the flock. Yeah, but we don't get the innocent until proven guilty for the people that are taken on the streets, right? They just put them on a plane and send them someplace. The ones that are already in prison have gone through the judicial system. But, you know, he's acting now that he's doing such a wonderful thing by not giving ICE the people that are in prison. But, I mean, we've seen the sheriff department, you know, arresting people on Halloween for standing in the street, taking down a whole group of clergy. Yeah, I know, Minnie, but it wasn't, I was just teasing. It's just one of their local things so they can make sure the path is being observed. Well, sure, Dee, right? You know, that's what I mean. It's so silly. And you know, the sheriff's department's the one that hit me on the knee. They're also the ones that were out there the day that the woman was attacked, right in front of them. And all they could tell me was to call 911 because they were there to protect ICE. Now they're trying to rewrite the story again. It's just him. Well, actually, Pritzker and Alexei Janulius is doing the same thing, that they're such great stand-ups, you know, stand up against ICE agents, and they're not. Yes, the people that they're picking up now have no chance whatsoever to go before a judge. They're not criminals. They haven't been convicted of a crime. 78 or 80% have never even had a parking ticket. But he's going to stand on his laurels against ICE coming into the prisons to take out prisoners, and then act like he's a great man for doing that. When I heard that yesterday, it was just unbelievable. You know, not only are the MAGA and the Red Hats pulling this stuff, but it's the Democrats the same. Hi, Susan, welcome in. Nana's just ranting today. Now they're making, I can't remember the gentleman's name. He's a alderman here. And he actually confronted J.B. Pritzker before about his stance on ICE and what he's doing. And he did it again the day before yesterday. And now everybody's, pushing that he's a bad person because J.B. Pritzker is so popular. Why would you go against him? Because he's not doing anything. That's why. Yes, the DJ, both of them were arrested at the airport. Now, from what I understand, because I read the story, both of their visas had expired in 2022. So it wasn't like it was that's not right. They were at the airport, but now they're picking up more people at the airport for absolutely nothing. So it's not safe to go to the airport is pretty much what I'm saying. If you know your visa's expired or there might be a glitch in your immigration status, don't fly. What you doing, guys? Hi, Purple. This is the North Branch of the Chicago River. I'll take you down by the water in a minute again. I know I'm bouncy, but over there's just no shade at all. Yes, peace. That is true. But on a technicality, they got them because their visa was expired. Well, they're looking for anything and everything, right? That's the same way they're arresting protesters, right? For standing in the street and then saying that it's obstructing. Obstructing what? You're on a public sidewalk, right? You're trespassing. You're doing this. You're doing that. I know, Mike. Yeah, well, it's easy. It's like the courts. Well, I showed you the two that I saw going in. The court system, they're not supposed to be there, but they're there. Hospitals and schools. Now, schools are going to start up again in a couple of weeks. So that's going to be another fun batch. Because I'm sure they're probably going to go back to hitting the drop-off line or the pickup line for the schools like they did before. And unfortunately, I think we've lost a lot of the helpers that used to stand out at the schools or make sure that the kids were safe. Because you guys know, fatigue sets in, right? It's so hard to cover this because there's just no good news ever about this stuff. Yeah, see, Mike, that's good. I'm glad you guys are. Now, did they open your center up there in Milwaukee, or is it still closed? I know you count the cars, and there's usually like 17 or 18, but are they using those cars up there? Or I know you were talking that the group that attacked down here was up there. Susan, I am by the North Branch of the Chicago River. I could go back on the dock, but you guys said I was moving too much. This is the North Branch. Oh, they're still open. Okay. I can't figure out what that van is from Wisconsin. No, I've seen it twice. Coming in about the same time of day, around before noon. And then leaving again. Let's see if I can go down here. This might be. Oh, really, Mike? Shoot. All right, everybody, close your eyes. I'm going to walk for a minute so I can get down by the water. It's not Nana's fault. It's not flat ground. I'm not going to fall on my nose again. See if I can get to the path over here. I'm trying to find one tree. Just one. They're still picking up all over here in Chicago. We're going to go down this way. They let this grow naturally. It's all native plants and weeds. Am I zoomed in? There we go. Sorry. Thank you, Peace. Peace is keeping me in line. I had zoomed in for the river. I'm surprised there's no critters down here. You'd think there'd be something. Ooh, I thought of a critter I really don't want to see, though. But yeah, so Tom Dart is trying to be a hero. Well, these are very pretty. Oh, because I was wondering, you know, there's a lot of cars there. So this is the North Branch. No algae. Just saying. There might be a shark, and there is a snapping turtle in here somewhere. I forgot his name. He's the weirdest looking turtle I have ever seen, but he lives in the Chicago River. And I think this stretch of walk is about a mile or two that they did on the north end of the river itself. So you can walk all the way along the river, but I don't want to get you guys seasick, so. And I don't use a gimbal. Yeah, this guy is humongous, Minnie. I'll send you a story about him. Or you could Google the Chicago River Monster, is what the story is. We got some Canadian geese over here. I won't take them on. I'll be out at Broadview tomorrow, but I just couldn't I just couldn't keep still about good old Tom and his brilliant ideas of being a hero. Let's see. I've been in this area for 6 years, so maybe 10. They keep adding it farther north. Right now, I think it goes all the way up to Irving Park Road. I don't know where it starts. I've never gone south from here. I always come over to this because there's a parking lot. I didn't walk over because they're building some more stuff, so you can't actually get access easily anymore. But this is the canoe and kayak rental place. It's like almost behind, oh gosh, I forgot the name of the high school. Peace? What's the name of the high school? Bring a fishing pole. I'm not sure if you can fish here. I'm not 100% sure. But it is clear enough, the water is clear enough to be able to see almost to the bottom. I mean, you can see the seagrass in there. I see bubbles coming up, which usually means there's fish underneath there. So there is fish. Well, he's just a piece of work. Why is that okay? You do all this stuff to people out there. You watch them take people off the street. You know they're not, criminals, but yet you're going to, I heard a fish jump, you're going to protect I don't even think there's that many in prison right now in Cook County, but you're going to protect them, but do nothing for the people that they're taking out on the street and go along with whatever they're doing. Oh, it could be D. Except for this moves pretty quickly. If you notice, there is a current here, so I don't think it has time enough to really give me those kind of bubbles, but it could. Either that or it's the monster from the river. I'm watching the patrol boat down here. I'm not sure what he's doing. They come by and pick up the trash out of the river. Oh, thank you, Peace. See? The last few times that I've come over here, there's been a gentleman up on the other side playing the guitar, but today we don't have him. Bummer. It was kind of cool to listen to guitar music while you're sitting out here. Yeah, it's all for optics, but that's the frustrating, because nobody calls them out, right? You're not supposed to go against somebody that you're supposed to be for. That's horrible. How could you? Well, I am constantly at J.B. Pritzker and state police and the sheriff department, constant, making comments on Facebook or Instagram. And people get so angry because, oh, how could you go against somebody that's so popular and doing the right thing? He's not, none of them are doing the right thing. So now what's going to happen is Dart's already put it out that, he's protecting these people. So the federal government will come in and they'll issue a warrant or do whatever technical things they need to do. And then he's going to have to release them. And he's going to put his hands up in the air and say, oh, well, I tried. I tried really hard to keep them safe. But, it didn't work. Okay, so you cannot fish from the dock. I just found the sign. See? No fishing off the dock where I was just standing. The dock on the water. But that's the reason why people start to dislike these politicians and the ones that are supposed to be standing up. It's because we can see it with our plain eyes that that's not what they're doing. They're just protecting their butts. They're making themselves look like heroes. But they've actually done nothing. Oh, Facebook is horrible. Oh my gosh. I mean, it was bad before, but it's gotten so much worse. They just are incredibly right. I'd say 90% of the comments come from MAGA supporters. But I will say, I sort of had a little tuft with someone that comes out to Broadview a couple days ago because they said there was no ICE agents out there. That ICE wasn't using Broadview anymore. That because he was there twice and didn't see an ICE agent, they're not there anymore. Now that's so frustrating. I pointed him to my channel and told him to look, and he said, it was too confusing. He couldn't tell if it was ICE or not. Yeah, unfortunately, Facebook and Instagram just gets Nana in a pissed off mood in plain English. This is day 2 of Nana's pissed off moods. After going around with him on threads that, there's no ICE agents. Nope, none. How are we going to get people out there if we have people like that are supposedly on our side, supposedly, allegedly, saying that kind of stuff? Why would people go out there if they thought that there was no ICE? That everything was calm. It's just state police and the sheriff department. Yeah, peace is my my calming voice sometimes. See how clear it is? Look, you can see the rocks. This is just old plant, but you can see the rocks in the water. And they always used to say, or they still say, that the Chicago River is so dirty, but they've cleaned it up so much now. Before, you couldn't swim in the Chicago River, and now you can. Yes, it's very calming here. Actually, for the first 5 years that my husband passed away, I would come over here. It's a tradition. It's called Obon in Japan, to honor the dead. It's almost like, oh gosh, what's the name of the Day of the Dead? I can't think of what it's called in Spanish. Anyway, it's the same. You honor your dearly departed relatives. So I would come down here with a little boat with a candle on it and set it afloat down the river in memory of him on Obon. Day of the Dead, yes. I think it's I think Obon is earlier. It's like the end of summer. It should be coming up, actually, the end of August. It's the same, pretty much the same kind of idea. You give candy or whatever their favorite things are. You go to the cemetery. The rituals are like, they'll have a festival where everybody dances, different dances and stuff. So you're celebrating, but you're sad at the same time. And there they set these candles in a 4-sided paper lantern onto the river. They do have it here too, but it's way down in Jackson Park, I believe is where they have it in Chicago for the Obon Festival. But I just use the north end of the river. Yeah, it is. I would imagine it's, I guess I feel healed. I try to keep up a lot of the traditions that I was taught over the 40 years we were married. Only because, I lived them for that long, so not doing it would feel funny. Hi, Brian, welcome in. So yes, our friend Tom Dart. He's never been out there either. I haven't seen him out there as the unified command head. I mean, we had Schofield out there for the state police. I don't know how high he is. I don't think he's too high. But Dart's never been out there. I don't know where she's going to go. Please stop. I found some shade. You can see all their feathers in the water. All those little white dots are the geese feathers. They're over here cleaning themselves. Oh, yeah, there's no fly. I don't think there's flying fish in here. There might be a carp that'll jump out of the water, but there's not. And like I said, there is a tortoise that lives in here that they call the monster of the river. But I think he's down farther, more by Goose Island, a little farther south. Oh, there's a nice breeze that just came up out of nowhere. Thank you. Hi, Doug. Welcome in. Yeah, they have them in Japan. It's really cool. You can probably, if you want to, either on NHK or on YouTube, they have a lot of videos of them actually fishing for the flying fish. Because, of course, it's a delicacy in Japan. And they have a special way of catching them with nets above the boat. Hi, Travis. Welcome in. And I just thought we'd take one day of sort of calming. Except for Nana's mouth is going 100 miles an hour, but at least the view is more calming than standing out there. This is the North Branch of the Chicago River. You mean carp piece, not crap? Who's crap? We got a lot of carp here. Well, although they were saying that they found a whole bunch of them dead, so I'm not quite sure what's going on with that. There was like a lot of them that ended up just floating down the river. I haven't seen too many geese this year, so it's nice to see them at least over here by the river. Usually they take over everywhere. Even the ones out by Broadview left. Well, we hope they left on their own. Hard to tell. Now I see a duck in the water. He's all by himself. You're the wrong species. Ah ha 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 ha, monster of the Midway. Ha ha ha. Well, they used to have, but I think that was in the CalSag channel. There was an alligator. Oh my gosh, how many years ago was that? That's like 10 years ago. And we had to have a guy from Florida come up and get him, rescue him. People couldn't catch him. They tried really hard. So then we had to get an alligator hunter to come up to get him out of the water. They did get him. Who knows what's in this river? I mean, people are dumb. You know, they get these animals and then they get too big. They can't fit in the bathtub anymore. The zoo won't take them because they're not the correct species, right? So they dump them in the either in the lake or in the river. Here comes the patrol boat again. I find it interesting he has its motor on pretty, he's making a wake, and that's not supposed to happen. This is a no wake zone. Let's see if he powers down, knowing I'm on, yep, see that? A little bit anyway. Bye, Cricket. Yeah, there we go. It would be really cool if they had like tours down the north end of but they don't. Not even the water taxi. They used to come to Goose Island, the water taxi, but they don't anymore. They stopped that. This is the Metropolitan Water Reclamation District of Greater Chicago. That must be a real hard job. He's sitting there on his phone. He might be watching the live as we speak. And there he goes again. Oh, bye, Cricket. Have a great day. I will be on tomorrow. I don't think we're going to get storms. I think we're supposed to maybe have them tonight and then again on Sunday. So we'll see. It's getting a little bit cloudy, but that's good because it was so sunny before. Dee, I didn't get a chance to see. What was the F-15 doing flying over England that far down? Was there like, were they practicing or something? You know, like a joint practice? No, it doesn't go anymore. There's no more river tour up here. That's what I mean. It used to go up to Goose Island and then turn around and go back down. But they don't come the North Branch at all. They stop on the main branch of the Chicago River and just make that turn to go to Ogilvy in both directions. Oh, but well, you know, they got to show off, right? Unfortunately, we have the air show coming up pretty soon. I think it's not this weekend, the following weekend. I might show it when they practice. I hate to though, because now it's just like, ugh, just makes me angry. But the planes are really kind of cool. So I might just show the practice. Well, that was like I think it was last year. I went to the practice down by the lake, and the plane came over so low, I swear I could have touched the bottom of the airplane. It ended up breaking windows in like 4 or 5 different buildings. Oh, really, Doug? Yeah, no, it's crazy. They're so loud, but you know, whatever it's called, the sonic boom or whatever he does at the end there, just busted out the windows of all these condos. And then they said, of course, we didn't do it. It wasn't our fault. It couldn't have been. It's like there was nothing else going on. It's on Sheridan and Lakeshore Drive. Where do you think the planes were? They were on Sheridan and Lakeshore Drive. Oh, here comes a boat. Oh, this is cool. This looks like fun. They got a party going on a boat. But I didn't know you could come up this direction. Must be okay, because they let the patrol let them go by. Chicago Boat Company. Oh, so you rent the boat. And they've got a rudder and a really tiny motor. There are all blonde and white-haired women on this boat. Oh, you're going towards shore, guys. Turn the boat. There you go. I wonder if there's cocktails on this boat. I'm guessing there might be. But that does look like fun. Yeah, somebody's in there steering the boat. I can see the steering wheel. I don't know how far they can go up with it, but somebody told me it's like $250 to rent the boat.
There's a phone number. Do you want me to get the phone number? Oh, okay.
Everybody's doing the same thing. That looks like fun. They're just having their lunch out there. They got drinks. That is really cool. Yeah. No, they didn't know they were famous now. You're on Nana's Live. Do you want to be? We could, Nana's thinking you could put a nice F Trump flag on there and just go down the river right past, hi Big Chief, right past Trump Tower. Wouldn't that be fun? F Ice, F Trump, we just hang him off the side there. I might have to find out. Whoa, something happened. They hit something. I don't know what they hit there. They hit something though. It stopped the boat like almost dead in the water. Hopefully the engine didn't stop, or they're going to be floating for a while. Yeah, Mike, right? Or just, clip it to the awning on the top and just let it hang down. And then just drive it right past Trump Tower. I mean, if Bavino could bring the Border Patrol boats on the river, everything's fair play, no? I'd say. Just me. Well, hopefully I can see a sheriff out there tomorrow, because I'm going to ask him again about their van, because yes, they have moved it over, but they had to have pushed it over there. It wasn't moved. I mean, it didn't go on its own. You'd think that they might have something, or at least a cell phone, right? Somebody's cell phone. They could call the company and say, please help. We're stuck. Well, I wouldn't tell them beforehand. I'd put it up after we left. Shh, nobody heard me say that. You got to get free of the dock first before you start any garbage. I'm sure you have to sign waivers and stuff, but I don't know if it would cover actually having a flag. Yeah, well, no, I don't know if you can make... See, there are a lot of patrols on the river by the loop there. You have the fire department and you have the Coast Guard. So I don't think a megaphone would work. See? Yeah, okay, Mike. Well, I don't know if Nana could row one of these things. I bet you I couldn't. My friend does it. She's a volunteer at the zoo, and she goes out all the time kayaking. She'll go down the river and then out into the lake and go up and down the lake and then come back in. Sometimes she even brings her dog. I just never got into it. I saw one lady, it was really cool. It was a kayak, but it was like foldable. It was like origami. She brought it out in a little backpack and then unfolded it and put it in the water and took off. It was the neatest thing, but I don't know if I'd trust that or not. But she made it. It was made out of plastic, like it was hard plastic. It wasn't soft, but it seemed like it didn't weigh very much at all. Or at least somebody to bail me out, right? Yeah. Well, we have to find out how much it is to rent those boats first. Like I said, I didn't even know you could come up here with one of the rentals, so that's surprising. But see how quiet it is here? It really is kind of nice. You don't hear a lot of the city noise. Only when the ambulance or fire truck go by. I'm not in a spot that's like under the takeoff or landing for O'Hare either, so you don't get the airplane noise. Now, knowing my luck, one of the helicopters will come over just because I said that. Well, I don't know, Mike. Because I was down by the river, when was that? A couple weeks ago. And somebody said that they had checked out how much it was to rent one of the boats, and it was like $250. So that's a little bit more unless you're going to have it out there for a long time. That could be, though, that amount of money because of, I'm guessing you'd probably have to, have insurance of some kind to have it out on the water. Not sure. Oh, okay. Yeah, liability. Because there's a lot of boats on the river, especially down by the loop. You've got all the water taxis and all the sightseeing. And then you have the fire department. You have the... Sorry, I was watching somebody walk by. But there's a lot of boats that go up and down there constantly. Oh, I was hoping to get... Let's see if we can hear them. I don't know if everybody has cicadas. Some states don't have it, like Chicago. California doesn't have cicadas. We never had the noise of cicadas there in the summertime. In Japan, they have a different form of cicada, which makes a very annoying sound. I'm going to have to see if I have a recording of it. They're called semis because they actually sound like they're saying "say me," me, and it's just so irritating. But a lot of the streets in the summertime now. Oh, see, I was just over, and now the other one's answering. A lot of the older streets, with the great big trees, it is so loud. You can just hear them. Yeah, there's just one right now. I think he was answering the other guy. Usually it's around the big trees, but I don't hear them over here. Ooh, that's a big monarch. It's nice to see some of them around. Not as many as usual, but there's a lot of milkweed and food for them here. Yeah, the boat tours. Yeah, you have the architectural tour, you have just the regular tours, the sightseeing tours. Then on the lake you have the race boats. You can go on a race boat, or you can go on a 4-mast sailing ship. These are cool. Not quite sure what they are. Well, I think Nana's blood pressure has come down now. We did a little Zen moment with nature. I didn't hug a tree, but we got at least to see the river a little bit. I will be out at Broadview tomorrow to see what new and exciting things are happening out there. Saying that sarcastically. But not really, because they change stuff all the time. Again, look at these trees. Oof. Oh, really? Limes? Could be. You can hear the wind whistling through the trees, which is another beautiful sound. They have like a little nature path back here. I don't know why there's a barbecue, but yeah, it is. It's yes, Nana is in the city. Oh, we've got somebody over here riding. Let's see if I can. I know, I'm bouncing you guys around again. Can you see them? I don't want to show them because they're little kids. But just the sound of the trees are definitely worth it. Lots of runners take this path. Not as many bicycles, but runners are all over. Okay, guys. Well, thank you for stopping in. I really appreciate it. I hope you have a good Friday. Again, don't believe anything they're saying. None of the head offices in Illinois are worth anything. And the sad part of it is Illinois doesn't have anyone running that is an aggressive progressive or a democratic socialist. All we have is corporate Democrats. The old school kiss the ring. We don't want to upset the apple cart, which is so disappointing because we're not going to get anything different here at all. It's all going to be the same, as usual. Now, I did hear something yesterday, which I thought was interesting. I'm going to have to look into it. They said Raja Krishnamurthy, the gentleman that came out, well, actually he was a congressman or a senator, I don't even know which one, is actually raising money for candidates that aren't kissing the ring. Unfortunately, I think it's a little late for that for this election because he would have had to start that a while ago. But even if we can get a base started, we shall see. Okay, everybody, have a nice, safe Friday. We'll see you tomorrow. Thank you all for coming in. And mods, thank you. I don't think we had too many trolls. Kind of hard to troll a river. Thank you, Ella. Mr. B, bye. Peace, bye. Have a great Friday.